Hey everybody, welcome to this edition of History Maker Baseball. I just done the other day a unboxing per se of the Baseball America 2019 set, but I thought it would be nice to see these guys in action, so I decided to pull out a game. I haven't even assigned the teams yet or anything to see who's what team I'm going to play out and what the city names are for these teams and so forth. So generically, this is Team 5 against Team 6, and the reason I picked those two teams is because in the projected standings, they are so close together, only 2 games apart. So I thought that might be an interesting game, and I'm giving Team 6 the home field because of the fact that they've got a lesser record. And there's one role in the game book that gives you, and I'm doing this one-handed. My camera stand broke on me. I'm actually gluing a clip back on. Hopefully that takes. But right now, I'm having to do this one-handed. I'm going to try not to pan the camera around too much and make people dizzy. So right now, Team 6 is the home team. Team 5 is the visiting team. And the way you line things up, you have the visiting batting order here, the home pitcher here, visiting pitcher here, home batting order here, home bench and bullpen here, visiting bench and bullpen there, and the umpires at their stations along with the stadium card that is right there. All right, before I get going on the game, I wanted to show how easy it is to do this universal instant results chart and just how instant it is. You need 2 D6s, and you have to figure out which ones are going to be the 10s and which ones are going to be the 1s. So the way I'm reading this is a 24 if I happen to roll that. The reds are the 10s, blues are the 1s. So let's look at, say, a game between Team 1 and Team 2. All right, if Team 1 is at Team 2, then we're checking to see if Team 2 can win the game. So the home team drives everything. So the home team winning percentage here on Team 2 is 493. You go to the chart, find the winning percentage that's closest to 493, which is this case 500. And they're playing Team 1, which is 556. So we go to the visiting team and look at the closest to 556, and it's the 563. So you cross-reference 500 to 563, and we get an 11 through 41. So we're going to roll these 2 D6s, and if we get a 41 or less, that means the home team, Team 2, has won the game. If it's 42 or more, then that means the visiting team wins. So we get a 35. That means the home team, Team 2, has just won that game. And you can check it off. They're 1-0. Team 1 is 0-1. You can drive on to play other games. But if you just want to play like one team through a whole season or partial season or whatever, then you can instantly play the other teams out so you can get win-loss records. You won't get stats, but at least you get win-loss records. And if you're able to complete a project, Keith is nice enough to send you one of these Play.com play cups, for lack of a better term. I got this for finishing my 1987 Atlanta Braves season. So those are nice little things to do. He certainly doesn't have to do something like that, but that's just the kind of person Keith is. If you're putting the energy into his games, he is going to reward you. All right, so this set here, like I said, it's a new set, so I don't even have the players named yet, or I'm sorry, the teams named yet. Don't know that much about them. One of the challenges was trying to get a lineup for these guys. I mean, it's the first time I've played them, so I don't know who should hit leadoff and who should hit whatever. And there's no set rule for that, which is one of the beauties of this set. So I'm just, this is just an experimental, like, spring training game for me to figure out, to learn these players and see maybe who is better off, hitting leadoff, who's better off hitting cleanup, and so forth. And so it's just going to be kind of an experimental thing. Now, on the score sheet, which I made a mess of because I forgot, I thought I was in row 8 for the pitcher, and I was actually in I thought I was in row 9 for the pitcher, and I was in row 8, so I wrote the pitcher in the 8th place spot, and I really don't want to hit pitcher 8th. I'm not Joe Madden, so I'm not going to do that. So we go to our score sheet. I didn't have whiteout with me, so I just scratched it out. So I went to my score sheet, filled in the lineup for both teams. I'm using the Steve Tower method of the hot batter batting second, the cold batter batting 8th. That's because we haven't done any game day checks yet, and we haven't had any previous games to do the hot and cold by, which is what's going to take over going forward. And then, of course, we've got today's date, March 10th, 2019. We got the ballpark, which is a Rubicon Wireless Park, which plays on grass, which is the G, and the two ends tell me it plays normal to both righties and lefties. We've got our umpires over here. We've got Dan McCoyland at home, Reggie Cade at first, Frank Kazi at second, and Bill Bernal at third. So if umpire role comes into play, we will have that. And you can see the different characteristics of these players. Now the one thing about Team 5, they have 3 guys that are either iron or semi-iron. So they're a good hitting team, but their fielding leaves something to be desired. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get going, and this is the playbook we're going to use and get most of our results from. There's a slight glare coming from the window over there. I hope that's not a problem. Not sure how it's showing up on camera, but we'll see if we can deal with it. And I'll try not to pan to make everybody dizzy. I'm trying to be as gentle with this as I possibly can. All right. So we're going to get going, and first pitcher, or the pitcher for the Team 6, which is the home team, is Armando Bravo. He's a star flash with control, and he's a semi-prospect, so he's a lefty as well. And for the visiting Team 5, it's Xavier Colon. He's got ace, double flash, and control, and he is neutral on his experience. Now, the double flash means that if he gets a strikeout on a flash result, then he will also automatically strike out the next batter unless that first strikeout is the third out of an inning. It does not carry over, but if it's if there are 2 outs or less and he gets a double flash, then it's double strikeout. All right. I think all those preambles are out of the way, so I'm going to go ahead and get going. There are manager cards. I may or may not use those. We'll see, but we'll go our first at bat. And the first couple of bats, I will show the book just so you can see it, but after that, for expediency, I want to go ahead and just keep going here. So I'm going to try to roll it right here. So Bravo's facing Ross, the leadoff hitter for Team 5. First roll is a 3-4-6, and you do reconcile these lowest to highest, not by color, but lowest to highest. So 3-4-6. So we come over here to 3-4-6 on the book, and under the pitcher it's blank because the pitcher always gets the first chance to do something, but in this case it's blank. Then it asks, is the batter eager? Well, Omar Ross is semi-eager. You see that little dot there? That means that if the decider die had been a dot, he would have been eager. But since the decider die is a blank up top, he's not eager. So we skip that result. He is not eager. So he's not eager. He's not going to fly out to center. Instead, he's going to walk. And it says active steals. Active steals, but decider die is blank, but we use that already to see if he's eager. Now, people play this differently. Some people say you use the same decider die for the whole at bat. I like to re-roll the decider die once it's already been used. So it's already been used to determine if he's eager or not. So since that's gone by the wayside, in my opinion, and it may not be per the rules, but in my opinion, I re-roll this. It's like I'm going to get a fresh decider die result. And it came up blank again, so he's not active because he's semi-active on his card and he didn't get the dot. But he will draw a base on balls, so Ross will draw the leadoff walk. And if you notice, this results in purple, which means we're going to the chemistry chart. And by default for opening day, both teams are semi-harmonious. So these micro charts or mini charts require a 2d6 roll plus the decider die to see if the team has harmony or not. And the batter that's going to be checking that out is number 2 batter, Kent Brunner, I should say, second baseman. So we're going to roll and see if the Team 5 has chemistry. 4-6, and there is a dot, so either team, if it's pitching or hitting, they're going to have chemistry because the 4-6, the dot gives it to them. So we go to 4-6, it says pitching team dissonance. No, they're actually harmonious. Had they been dissonant, the pitcher would have been distracted and allowed a walk. Otherwise, we'll go to Infield Drama. So now we're going to go to Infield Drama, which is another mini chart in the front of the book called Infield Drama. So we're checking the defensive prowess of Team 5. And again, we're going to use the 2d6s plus the decider and see which fielder is being called upon. It's 2-6, but there is no decider. That's a blank. So 2-6, we go to 2-6 and it says second baseman gold. Well, the second baseman for team number 5 is Facero. And if we look at Facero's card, if I can find it out of the stack, Manny Facero, you can see in his fielding, he's blank, so he's not gold. So in this case, on that 2-6 roll, it asks, is the second baseman gold? No, he's not. If it was, he would line out to the second baseman. with an incredible diving grab, robs batter of a certain base hit. Otherwise, solid single into center field. So it's a solid single by Brunner. And now, with the lead die of 2, the book will tell you. You don't have to figure it out. The book will tell you about base running. So since the lead die on that check was a 26, the lead die is a 2. We go to 2 base running, and it says active runner on third base. Runner advance 1 base on singles, 2 bases on doubles. Active runner scores from first on a double, from second on any hit. So he's not on second, so he's not going to score. It wasn't a double, so he's just going to go to second as a 1 base advancement. So there you go there. 1 base advancement, and now we go back to the standard chart. Kent Brunner got the base hit. So first 2 guys are on, and Bravo running into some issues early on. And now it's going to bring up the left fielder, Steve Van Gorder. And we roll on that. It's a 4-5-6. So we come over here, 4-5-6. Blank for the pitcher again. Is he patient? He is semi-patient, but the desired die is a blank, so he's not going to be patient this time. So instead, he will fly out to center field for out number 1. And again, that's in purple. So again, we're going back to the chemistry chart for the next at-bat. So the next at-bat will belong to the first baseman, Mark Abeta, is how I pronounce it. Don't know what Keith's official pronunciation would be, but that's just what I'm going with. All right, so we'll see if they're harmonious or not. They are not. Both teams are now neutral. It's a 45-4-5. So go here, 4-5. Batting team harmony. No, they're not. They are neutral. If they were harmonious, the batter would wait on his pitch and take a walk. Otherwise, it's a ground out to the infielder of our choice. Well, and we got to check base running to see if there's a double play, fielder's choice, whatever. Lead die is a 4. Come down here to lead die of 4. And it says runners advance 1 base on ground out. So this is a ground out with the runners advancing. It's the infielder of our choice. So Abeta is a lefty, so he's going to say he just grounds to the first baseman, who takes it to the bag himself, but the other runners move up a base. So they are now at second and third with 2 outs for the right fielder, Bill Hemmond. And we're going back to the standard chart and see if Bravo can get out of this. Got to deal with Hemmond. And we get a 3-5-6. That is the left-right split in this game. It says same. That means we're checking the lefty-righty. Now in this case, Bravo is a lefty, Hemmond is a righty, so that means he gets the base hit unless he is a utility or sad sack. He is neither, so he's going to single down the third base line for a base hit. And with the lead die of 3, says here, runners advance 2 bases on any hit. So 2 bases on any hit. So Hemmond gets the single. It will score Ross from third base, and it will also score Brunner from second. So the 2 bases on any hit with the lead die of 3 was big, as that's a 2-run single for Hemmond, and Team 5 has a 2-0 lead. And I know it sounds silly calling them Team 5, but I don't have another name for them yet. But I did want to get this mini presentation. Probably not going to have time to play the whole game, but I at least wanted to get it, a mini presentation of this out there shortly after unboxing it, so that, or unbagging it, whatever you want to call it, so you can see these guys in action. So now runner at first with 2 outs, and that brings up Ricky Roynell, the third baseman. And we get a 1-1-3. 1-1-3 asks, is the pitcher an ace or dynamic? No, Bravo is a star, but he's not ace or dynamic. Then it asks, is the batter a slugger? Yes, Ricky Roynell is a slugger. You see it right there. That means he will double to left field. A double to left field. This little lightning bolt thing talks about home run legends, but that's an optional rule, and I don't know anything about that. The cards aren't marked that way. So I'm just going to call it a double. Come down to runner advancement, and it says runners advance 1 base on hits, 2 bases on doubles. Active runner scores from second on any hit. With 2 outs, any runner scores from second on any hit. Well, Hemmond is semi-stoic on first base, so he's only going to get 2 bases on this double. So he will have to stop at third base. But you can see already that Mr. Bravo is running into problems. And now he's got to face the catcher, Dominic Tosi, or Tazi, however you want to pronounce it. I call it Tosi. Dominic Tosi 1-2-5. 1-2-5. Is he a struggler? Now, there's a rule that if you give up 3 hits in a row, you become a semi-struggler. He's only given up 2 hits in a row, so he's not a struggler, and his card does not reflect that. If he was, we'd go to a Finch check and impossible home run. We move over now. Is the batter patient? Tazi is not patient, or Tozy is not patient. So we skip that. He does not walk. So it's a ground out to third unless he's a whiffer. You see that little thumb there. It means if he's a whiffer, that means he strikes out. Well, he's a semi-whiffer, but the sire die says no, so he's not going to strike out. He's simply going to ground to third. And that would have been a double play had there been that double play situation with the lead runner at first and less than 2 outs, but there were already 2 outs. So it's simply a ground out to end the inning. But it's a profitable one for Team 5 as they pick up 2 runs and lead it 2-0 as we head into the bottom of the first. And they're going to be facing right-hander ace Xavier Colon. They're already given Colon a 2-run lead to work with, so we'll see what he can do with that. Facing Flippy Khalil. Get a 1-5-6 and a 1-5-6. Ask, it's blank for the pitcher. It's asked is the batter a whiffer. He is a semi-whiffer. The sire die, though, says no. So then that means we're going to outfield drama. So we go to outfield drama, which is this bottom left-hand corner chart. Again, taking the 2d6s. 1-3. 1-3. Ask, is the center fielder iron? Center fielder Ross, Omar Ross, unfortunately is iron. Remember I mentioned that they had 3 players that were either iron or semi-iron, and Omar Ross is one of them. So we go here to 1-3. Center fielder iron. Yes, he is. He lunges for a line drive, misses. It's a single. Otherwise, he would have made the catch. So it's a single, and the word single, if you look at this, the word single is in purple. Anytime you see purple, that means we're going to the chemistry chart. So we go to the chemistry chart for the next at bat. Felipe Khalil is on first base. And that'll bring up Kurt Raish, shortstop, and he's going to roll off the chemistry chart. Both teams semi-harmonious. And now they're both harmonious. So it's a 3-5. 3-5 says pitching team dissonance. No, they're not dissonant. If they were, inattentive infielder lets the ball go past him for a single, otherwise ground out to short. All right, so it's a ground out to short with a lead die of 3. Lead die of 3 on ground outs is fielder's choice. So that means the fielder's choice here. It's a 6-4. Shortstop throws to second to get the lead runner. Raish is the runner now at first base. And we go back to the main chart. So that'll bring up Jackson Newsom, the left fielder. Get a 4-4-5. 4-4-5 asks, is the pitcher a workman? No, Colon is an ace, not a workman. It asks, is the batter patient? Newsom is actually semi-eager, so he's not patient. So if that fails, so he's going to ground out to first. Now with a lead die of 4, runners advance on ground outs. So lead die of 4, 5, or 6, the runner will advance. So in this case, Newsom grounds out to the first baseman for out number 2, but Raish will move up to second base. Now we've got a runner at second with 2 outs, and that brings up the cleanup man, Joe Barkdahl. I almost think it should be Barkstall, but it's written here Barkdahl, so that's what we'll go with. 2-3-4. So 2-3-4 says runners on base. Yes, there are. We got a runner at second, so we go to plate drama, and plate drama is where you can get pass balls, wild pitches, all sorts of things. We're checking the defensive prowess of the catcher or the control of the pitcher. Now, Colon has control. The catcher, Tozy, is neutral. So not going to use the decider die here. We're just going to roll the 2 dice. We get a 42. I'm sorry, a 24. My bad. Low to highest. 24. So a 2-4 says wild pitcher. No, he's got control. If he was a wild pitcher, it'd been a wild pitch. Otherwise, high and outside for a ball. Now, anytime you see something in orange, that means we're going to the umpire chart. So we're going to wake up the umpires, get them active into the game. And the umpire chart is based on runner situation. We have a runner at second. So we're going to this mini chart here with the runner at second and see what the umpires have to say. And we roll a 5-6. 5-6 says, single, runner tries to score, strict umpire at home rules him out. Well, Dan McCoyland is semi-strict. However, the decider die says he's not strict in this particular play. So he will not be ruled out. He will be ruled safe. Gold catcher, out any umpire. Okay, is the catcher gold? Tozy is not gold, so he cannot block the plate and get him out of there. So that's going to be a base hit that will score the run. So Barkdahl with Barkdahl rather, with an RBI single. And the fact that McCoylan was not strict on that particular bat allowed the run to score, but you can see how the umpire can affect the game. Had he been strict, he would have been out. So you never know. All right, next man up is Sasser, Shane Sasser, the first baseman. 156. Is he a whiffer because the pitcher part is blank? He's a semi-whiffer. Desired die is a dot, so that means the whiffer takes effect, and he will strike out, and that's going to end the inning. But it's a 2-1 game, and I think I'll play 3 innings on this. That's all I'm going to have time for probably. So now we continue with the top of the second. We go to Joaquim Ulloa, I guess is how it's pronounced. Armando Bravo and Ulloa. 1-2-4. 1-2-4 asks, does the pitcher have control? Bravo has the control quality, so it is a ground out to short. And I'm going to stop the panning for now and just keep it on the main board and just read what's in the book. I think I'll go by faster. All right, so now we've got the pitcher batting. So we've got the pitcher batting card placeholder, and we're looking at Colon, his batting qualities, which are obviously not very good, facing Bravo. We get a 1-2-6. That's asked, is the pitcher fresh? Yes. Anytime the starting pitcher is in the first, second, or third inning, he is automatically fresh. And in this case, he is fresh, so it is a line out to second. Had we been in the middle innings, that would not have been fresh, and he would have gone to the next play on the chart. So that's 2 outs for Omar Ross. 3-5-6, that's a left-right split check again. Omar Ross is a right-handed batter. Bravo's a left-handed pitcher, so therefore it's a base hit. So a base hit, and I hope it's not jumping on my camera. It's kind of, even though I'm holding the camera steady, when I'm looking through the camera, it's starting to jerk a little bit, so I'm hoping that's not the case. I don't know. Won't know until I try to post this, but hopefully I don't want anybody getting seasick out there. So it's a 2-out single for Ross, and that brings up Kurt Brunner. Brunner, 2-3-6, that's a double control check. You have to have double control to stop the, for the pitcher to get an out. He's only got control, so that's not going to work. So therefore, and the pitcher's not batting, so therefore it is a walk. Had the pitcher been batting, it would have been a strikeout. But without the pitcher batting, it is a walk. So now there's 2 on, 2 outs for Steve Van Gorder. And he's a hero and a semi-slugger, so that's why he's batting third. Good average and good power. 1-2-3, that is both flash and fresh. Well, we know he's fresh because we're in the second inning, and he also has flash. That means it's a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing in the top of the second for Team 5, and it feels weird calling them Team 5. I'll eventually get names for these guys. Probably won't do very many videos with them, though. This is more of a kind of offline thing for me to do to break up the monotony of other projects. So we'll go ahead and get going here with the bottom of the second. Shane Sasser just made the last out. So now we need Facero. So Manny Facero is your leadoff batter. Manny Facero against Colon. 2-4-5. 2-4-5. I said I wasn't going to pan, sorry. 2-4-5 is blank for the pitcher. Is the batter a hero? No, he's not a hero. Then he's going to pop out to second base. So he pops out to second base for out number 1. Brings up Damaso Aceves. Now, that result in red, I will show the book. That 2-4-5 pop out is in red, which means we're going to the experience chart, and we look at the experience column on both pitcher and batter. They're both blank, which means they're both neutral. So we're going to have a neutral roll on this mini chart, player experience. We're going to roll just the 2 dice, no decider needed, and we get a 56, 5-6. So 56 says icon pitcher. No, he's neutral. If he was icon, he would fool the batter with an off-speed pitch, and he'd pop it up to short. Otherwise, we got infield drama. So Infield Drama it is, and we know Team 6 has some shoddy fielding, so this could be problematic. As we go to the Infield Drama chart, we get a 2-6 with the decider die. 2-6 says second baseman gold. No, he's not. We've already had this one before, so it is going to be a solid single. So it is a solid single by a Savis. 1-out single. And we'll go back to the regular chart for the next at bat. In fact, I think this is going to be my last inning. It's camera's getting a little shaky on me, and my hand's getting tired from holding it, to be honest with you. But I really wanted to just show this. All right, so here's Nettles. Nettles, a 1-3-3 for Nettles. The battery's running low, so I'm going to plug it in here real quick. Oh, come on. Get in there. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so it's a 1-3-3. Hopefully you haven't thrown up by now, but that's all this maneuvering around. 1-3-3. The pitcher is blank. It's asking, is the batter a slugger? Nettles is a semi-sad-sack utility, no slugger. So he's going to fly to left, and that's out number 2. And with out number 2, now that takes us to the pitcher, Bravo. So Bravo is going to be hitting against Cologne. You get a 1-3-5, and that is the rare play chart or unusual play chart. Anytime you get a 1-3-5, it is an unusual result. And this is the one time, or one of the few times, where the color makes a difference. We still read them in the same order, but that red 1 is going to determine which micro chart we go to. So the red 1 and a black 5 means we go to the balks and bogeys highlight or mini chart. If we roll a double, we'll go to a highlight reel, but we'll see what happens here. And we'll roll the decider die to go with it. 4-6. 4-6 says, foul tip, iron catcher loses it, others hang on for the out. Well, the catcher Tozy is neutral, so that's a strikeout. He holds on to the foul tip for a strikeout, and the inning is over. So there you go. That's the 2-inning demonstration of this game with the fictional set. See the score sheet there, a little messy, but anyway, and this score sheet is set up to do per at bat, not inning by inning, but at bat by at bat, and then you can block off like I did here with this line. Block off. This tells me that this section of play right here was the first inning, and this section of play right here is the second inning. So it's just an alternate way of keeping score that they use with the score sheets you can get from play.com. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there. Like I said, it's just a sample of play kind of thing, and wanted to not only show the 2019 Baseball America set from the unbagging, but wanted to show them in action and just let you see a kind of a flow of how the game goes. Obviously, it's a lot quicker if you're not doing a video. You can just stream on through this thing and not have to explain everything. So it does. The flow is pretty good. You do go to, there's options where you end up going to the microcharts quite a bit for experience and chemistry and things like that, and for drama charts and so forth. So, but you also had an umpire chart, and sometimes you play a whole game with no umpire's involvement. But in this case, in 2 innings, we had an umpire involvement. So the other thing I wanted to point out and put out there before I sign off is that still looking for players in the 2 teams I want to create for History Maker Baseball based on YouTube, either channel producers or just people who are in the community watching the videos and chatting. So last year, or 2 years ago, I guess it was, may have been 3 years ago, don't remember how long ago it was, I did something similar to this with the 2 Earls, Tabletop Earl and Tenacious Earl, and had 2 teams. And we played some games with that, and there's videos out there for that. But now we have 2 teams. There's going to be Team ID Jester against Team Beatles Eternally. And we're looking for players that I can create and put on these 2 teams based on the names of the YouTube community. So if you want to be a part of that and have not already contacted me about doing so, then please leave a comment on the video and let me know that you wish to participate. And you can either let me know if you want me to create a card for you out of randomness, or whether you want a specific set of qualities. Maybe you don't know about the qualities and just, hey, I'm a Willie Stargell fan, make me Willie Stargell from 1971 or whatever the case may be. Then I can go to his stats and make a card based on that. Or if you just say, hey, I want to be a left-handed reliever, and that's it, then I'll just use your name and make up some qualities that seem decent and put you in the game. But right now I think I got about 20 players so far, and I really have to get about 40 so we can have enough for 2 teams plus some bench and bullpen guys. So if you're interested, of course, leave me a comment in the video, and I can get going on that. So anyway, I won't be able to do that until we get enough players. So I've kind of taken the names I've gotten so far, and gone into Excel and created them, but not printing anything out until we get enough players to actually do these games. It's a lot of fun, a little friendly competition, and actually took one of these teams of YouTube players and played them against the 75 Reds, so that was interesting too. So anyway, that's it from here. Just wanted to put this out there. Got to get back to my 1977 White Sox replay. I've already played 2 more games than that, just haven't posted the videos yet. They will be forthcoming in the next couple days. So, definitely want to get back on schedule with that. But I wanted to put this out here. I felt I would be remiss if all I did was put out the 2019 Baseball America and didn't show it in action. So I wanted to do that. Apologize if the video was shaky. Again, the clip on my stand broke, so I'm currently under repair on that. And it just broke as I was getting ready to record this video, so I had no prior warning. So I'm trying to hold this and not have it go all over the place. So hopefully you had some fun watching that, and if it's a game you haven't thought about purchasing, it's definitely a nice game to play. If you don't like the fictional sets, there's certainly a lot of Major League sets available, including the 2018 set that just got released as well. So, your options are limitless there. And there's plenty of free stuff on the Play.com website that you can go to and download fictional teams, minor league teams, and things like that, ballpark pictures and so forth, to kind of add to your gaming experience. So that's going to do it from here. I need to get going and do what I got to do the rest of the day. But did want to put this out here and encourage you to, if you want to be a part of these 2 teams that I'm going to create, just leave me a comment in the video. Other than that, have a great day playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it.